Okay. Hi everyone, Mark Naven here, and I'm joined by Tom. Tom, tell us a little bit about your business and what you do with Paintbusters.
Paintbusters, Mark, is a 30-year brainchild. It started out as painter labour hire and recruitment. I poked a stick at it 7 years ago, went down that track for a couple of years, put it back on the shelf, and then 18 months ago I got a bit of a nudge in my spirits, per se, and it's evolved into all things painter and painting. So it's more a full-blown consultancy. We don't contract at all. We do small jobs and special finishes. Everything else is outsourced to my painter members. So I have painting contractors as members and painters as members. That's where my database comes from, to outsource work to purchase extra jobs from, to hire staff to, recruit staff for. They can use us as a temping agency, and we can recruit for them as well, if I can say that. So it's all things pertaining to the trade, but then there's all things pertaining to the general public. We have DIY consultancy service where I show people how they can save $500 odd in painting their own home by showing them what to buy, how much to buy, how to go about it. And then I send them to the right place to save that money. Lead tests, colour consultancies. So, like I said, truly it's a one-stop spot where people can do and access all things painter and painting, from advice to the hands-on. And as I launched it this year, it's beginning to roll out Australia-wide, which I knew it would do for 30 years. And to my knowledge, there's nothing like it or as comprehensive as it in the country.
And so just to continue on there a little bit as well. So you spoke about DIY, so people wanting to paint their own home and approach you on a consultancy basis. What other sort of clients or customers would come to you? Would professionals come to you as well?
Yeah, well, ideally, Mark, that's why certain elements of the business, like the job broking, buying jobs in or selling jobs out, if painter's too busy, rather than just say, I can't do your house, Mr. Smith, he can sell us that job, we'll give him 5%. So if it's a 10 grand job, he's just got himself $500. If they give us a lead that they haven't even quoted and that becomes a job, I'll give them 5%. So if a painter,
so anyone who's overworked and got too many jobs, they can come see you guys and go, hey, I've got too much.
Rather than turn it away if they've won it, but even if they haven't won it, if it's just a referral. So if a painter referred us, or anyone for that matter, if anyone refers us a job or an opportunity to quote, say, $100,000 shopping centre, and it becomes a job, then we're happy to give them 5%. So that's $5,000 for a referral. It's not bad money in anyone's
language. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's generous, but as I know for a fact, because a firm that I contract to as a consultant, he says that it costs him 12% from marketing through to quoting through to the sale point. So 10% is actually saving a painter money, and that's my commission is 10%. So if I come and quote your house for you or building for you, the booking fee is 10% of that quoted price, and the 90% goes to a contractor, one of the ones in my pool of members, and my 90% generally is higher than what their 100% would have been anyway, so they're going to make better money, and they haven't outlaid anything to get that job. So, like I say, we're a one-stop shop where they can come to get rid of excess work, to pick up excess work, to somewhere they can leave their staff if they're quiet. I'll pay them $2.50 an hour over and above what the award wage, super and work cover costs them. So they're getting $2.50 an hour not to lose their staff. So that's a good deal in anyone's case. So be they quiet, be they on holidays, it doesn't really matter. And it's getting the brand name out there. If it's anything and everything painter and painting, who you're going to call. Simple as that. And it's not Ghostbusters, it's Paintbusters. Who you going to call.
Okay, so that almost, well, pretty much answered a little bit of the second question that I was going to ask. But we'll go over it just to be clear. What can people do or what are you looking for to grow your business, and how can people best advocate for you and Paintbusters?
I think the biggest thing, Mark, is just to have their ears open and understand, because there is nothing like it in the country, and it literally is all things painter and painting. So if anyone is doing anything, be it DIY, be it wanting a contractor, be it special finishes, be it a painter that wants help, be it a builder that's looking for a painter, I'll recruit one for them. The painters will recruit staff for them. We'll hire staff to them. So it's unlimited. So, and that's the broadness of it. And it's all on my website. And the services are numerous. Like we do small jobs and special finishes. That's all we do. We have DIY consultancy. We have a pool of painting contractors. We have a pool of painters. We have labour hire service. We have an estimating quotation service where people can send us PDFs and we'll send them a quote back. Lead test service, colour consultancy service, apprenticeship hire. We'll hire them apprentices or recruit them apprentice. We'll hire them a tradesman or recruit them a tradesman. And I also have a unique quotation service. So it could be an existing house. If you give me the information you want, I can give you a quote to paint a house inside or out anywhere in Australia without going and looking at it. So it's just experience and knowledge that allows me to do that. And then I have a estimating course where painters or people can come and do that course and do estimates rather than guesstimates. And it's a proven three-way quoting system I created over the years that also has an inbuilt tender review system in it. So I call it painter and idiot proof. Do it right, you're not going to lose money.
Fantastic. Okay. So yeah, it really is. If anybody is considering painting themselves or know of painters, I guess that'd be a good introduction to you as well.
Absolutely.
Or anybody perhaps. You mentioned apprenticeships and stuff like that, and anybody wanting to get into the painting industry as well, because you've got those relationships with painters. Yeah. If it's related to paint, you've got to talk to Tom, right?
That's correct. And then like your background in the real estate industry, more so real estate agents, I mean, we can give them budget prices that they can give to their landlords and people trying to sell the house. Sometimes it's more profitable to paint the house to sell because you'll get enough money to pay the painter and pay the real estate's commission. Other times it's not worth investing the money. You don't want to overcapitalise, but there's those sorts of working relationships there of doing budgets and hotels, motels, doesn't really matter. They need to have painting budgets. So we can do it all for them.
Yeah, great. And painting is one of those things that is quite affordable to do, but will have a big transformation for the costs outlay.
Yeah.
Compared to some other things, at least, anyway. Okay, so the one of the next questions, which I think I know how you're going to answer this anyway, is so you said there's not really anything else out there like what you're doing, but I suppose there's maybe other businesses that do parts of what you do. What's the biggest point of difference for Paintbusters as opposed to maybe something that's only doing part of what you're doing?
The biggest point of difference is, one, that we do all things. Two,
it's a very holistic approach to everything.
Yeah, realistically, I'm neutral and independent. I'm not a contractor. So I'm in the business of saving people time and money. I can show them how to save money on their projects, how to save time. I don't have a vested interest in the price. The vested interest is in the end consumer. So if the end consumer is not unlike yourself with being a buyer's advocate, is if a client approaches me, my responsibility is then to save them as much money as possible. If a painting contractor contacts me, then it's to help him be productive and save money on that side, but ideally make as much money as he can. So it's about taking care of the end user, whereas if I was a contractor, it's all about the bottom line and what I want to make. But it's all about taking care of everybody with the right advice, that they don't get used, abused, extorted, lied to. Paint companies, they're good at what they do, but they're in the business of selling paint. So why buy paint you don't need? Why paint things that don't need to be painted? And the list goes on. So it's just getting the right advice, do what needs to be done, don't pay too much, but pay the right money to get the right job.
Deal on it. Yeah, look for the best deal, or get a fair deal when it comes to painting. Yeah, no, great. So the last question is, and this can be about your business, or if you haven't really thought about that, it can be about something else too, if you want to. But what are your goals when it comes to your business? What are you hoping to achieve in the next year when it comes to Paintbusters? What would you like to see happen?
I'm starting from scratch, so it doesn't really matter which of the services it is, because it is very diverse. And as we move along, if one is more productive than the other, then that'll get our attention. But ideally, it is designed to be all things. But yeah, it's to build the contacts and my database and my painting contractor member base, and then I've got painter member base. Like a painter's just a tradesman. Why would he join Paintbusters? Because it gives him the opportunity, if he wants some extra work on a weekend, for his $60 a year membership, he can go out on a Saturday and earn $400. So if he wants to pay for his daughter's wedding, 10 Saturdays has just got him $4,000. That's cost him $60. I can get him his scissor lift ticket for $20 instead of $250. So there again, he saved his $60.
And I think the reverse that too, right? So not only can they pick up the extra work, but if they're actually really good at getting too much, or they're getting too much work than what they can deal with, they can give it to you, and you can use one of your contacts to take up the slack, right?
Yeah, that's right. The painters could do that, but more so the painting contractors, because they're the ones that are doing the job. So when they're quiet, who they're going to call? Paintbusters. Want to hire an apprentice? Who are you going to call? Want to hire a tradesman? Who are you going to call? Want to sell a job? Who are you going to call? Want to buy? Well, you're not buying a job. I give a price, and they work direct with the client, because I've already taken my commission. But they've got a choice. As a second-generation Chinese Australian painter said to me in Melbourne, he said, "Mate," he said, "that's a good deal." He said, "If I got a job out of your pool and I even broke even," he said, "that's better than laying off 6 of my staff."
Yeah.
And you need people that are businessmen, an entrepreneurial mindset, that are businessmen that are in the business of painting, and they understand business, and they understand that good staff are hard to find, and if you cannot lose them, then it takes 10 years. Yeah, it was 10 years to find or train good staff. I've had about 800 over the years and 40 apprentices, and it's hard to find good people. Your 80-20 rule applies. So if you can help people keep their staff, if you can help people be profitable, if they do my estimating course and they price their jobs properly, that's great. And then for the end consumer, the same thing there is not to be paying too much for your painting, and to make sure that it's being painted properly.
Yeah, awesome. Well, look, Tom, thanks very much for taking the time to share with us what you do and more about Paintbusters, and give us a bit more of an idea. And I guess if anybody is interested in finding out more, make sure you reach out to Tom, or if you've got any questions about painting, or you're looking to paint, or anything to do with Paintbusters or painting, give Tom a call. Yeah, for sure.
That's it, mate. Who are you going to call?
Paintbusters. That's it.
Amen.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.